This song's pretty good. It's actually, yeah. It's about fucking for one, and I'm always gonna be into a song about fucking, but it's just fun. It's got a good thing, and fucking's always a good thing. And I think Larry, who's agreeing with me, is also letting me know that we are officially underway.
Oh, okay. So we're up.
We're officially underway.
All right. So
I love it.
Yeah.
Jason Oberly,
Yeah.
old friend.
Yeah.
Been a long time, but man, you do some killer work with artists, and this is why I wanted to have a nice long chat with you about your work and your art.
What, 15 years in the making?
Something like that. Yeah.
It just, plug away. Just
Tell me how you got into. Well, tell us what you do first, and then tell us how you got into it.
Okay. Well, I mean, obviously, lately the 15 years, just been the guitar guy, pretty much.
What's the guitar guy?
So I pretty much paint, customize all the guitars, instruments for most of the bands, most celebrities doing stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
The way I got into it was by accident, like most things. Being a custom artist, you're always kind of following the trends. You see what everybody else is doing. I just fell into it. Guys like, can you paint a guitar? Sure. If I could do cars or bikes, what's a guitar?
Mm-hmm.
Was I wrong a little bit? Yeah.
Why do you say that?
Well, because it's its own thing.
Yeah.
Because of the curves on it, the finishes on it. And then once you get into all the electronics, that was like, oh, okay. Now I need to learn all this stuff. But that's how I got into it. Started painting a couple just around town, and then meeting up, right people, internet, Twitter at the time. A mutual friend got me in touch with Zach Wild, our friend, Black Label Society, Ozzy. And he liked it. He tweeted it. And then once he did that, it was pretty much off and running.
Who did you start with? Who was the groundwork that was local for you that brought you to Zach Wild?
Well, it wasn't somebody local. I was doing, just local jobs for different companies, different stuff like that. That got me on the radar as far as his fan base, other artists, and of course, his connection with Vinny Paul.
Yeah.
That helped. But I took opportunities of one of the major ones was Dan Aykroyd was signing his vodka.
Okay.
So I was like, hey, you know what? I like Ghostbusters. I like Dan Aykroyd. I did a custom guitar. I actually did like a clear skull. I molded it in, stuff like that. Turns out one of the Gibson guitar reps was there. And then he saw it. And then that got me in with Gibson, started having me do stuff with other companies like Tap Out at the time, Budweiser, and that started laying like the groundwork for, legit companies to see what I do. And then it just started morphing. Once you put in the hours and just the amount that I was cranking out, then it was like, okay, here we go,
Did it scare you when you started getting all this work coming at you? Like, whoa, wait a minute.
Because as a custom artist, that's what you want. It's based on you, your success, your failure. If you don't put the work in, you ain't getting paid.
Right.
It's not like a regular 9-to-5 where you have something to fall back on. It's 100% you. So, trying to follow what everybody else was, you're only busy probably 6 months out of the year. So the rest of the time, you're like, what do I do? You have to get another job, or you have to work. I worked at one of the hotels because at the time, the money's just not there. You have to pay the bills. But once I got in with the guitars, going, okay, there's some traction to this. If you could afford a several $1,000 Gibson, what's a little bit extra for a paint job?
Sure.
And then having that connection with the Gibson rep, that's how I got hooked up with Five Finger Death Punch when Jason Hook was in the band doing stuff for that. And it starts having that domino effect,
Describe doing Jason's first guitar because, you are responsible for the artwork of
many
of his guitars, right? I was going to say all, but maybe not quite all, but a lot.
Yeah, it was. They just needed something done for one of the music videos.
Which one?
Over and Under It.
Okay.
And at the time, I wasn't able to do it. So it was like, you take a shot, and then that conversation led me into Hook at the time. Hey, I want a Kawasaki guitar. I want this. So it at least gave dialogue and, building the trust factor, of course, of, if I am doing something with somebody, they know it's 100% private, unless you're like, go for it. But that going back and forth, I like to do sketches and mock-ups. So it works with the artist to get their vision. And then, that blew up. And then I got hooked into John 5, doing NAMM, all John's monster guitars, which translated into the drums, doing the masks for everything for the zombie set. So it was just...
You did the masks too?
Yeah, I did.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, so
all right.
Matt, Piggy from Zombie, he had custom masks made. So I painted those, did the basses, Ginger had me do drum heads. And
so
drums.
how does that work? When an artist says, Jason, I want you, is there a process what's the process?
Well, pretty much, they'll contact me, we'll work out something. What helps now is after all the hard work and everything like that, I'm lucky enough I have sponsors. So the cost really is not coming out of my pocket. I'm not paying for materials. I'm not doing all that. So I could afford to give them a better rate, but here's the terms. Because I have sponsors, I'm only charging you pretty much my labor for it. But in return, I need to be able to use that to help fulfill obligations with the sponsors, helps, PR. It gives you credit, them credit. I get it. It's a win-win for everybody as far as promotional. And then once they say yeah, then I'm like, okay, let's start designing. I'll start doing mock-ups. I like to do Photoshop mock-ups because for some reason, if they don't like something, it's an easy click, get it out. I'm not spending hours sketching and doing all that stuff. So once we nail that design, then it's like, okay, what's the time frame? Some are like unrealistic, but I get it done, But and then just we work it out and go from there, and we'll set up if it is for a tour date. We make sure I have to make sure it's done by a certain time. There is no, I'm not feeling good or anything like that. They don't care. It has to be for that show.
And you have you have a nice clientele. Yeah,
it's definitely when I go to write a bio or whatever, it does sound fake because you look at the list, you're like, there's no way. But yeah, it's snowballed into,
Can you? Let's divulge.
Yeah, so
we got people wondering who's the list.
Yeah, I mean, it turned into also being a featured Raiders artist and having 2 paintings hanging in Allegiant Stadium.
Yeah, football too, dude.
Yeah,
okay,
so
it's not just rock and roll.
No, it translated into that. It translated into Sons of Anarchy TV show.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that's
so
right. Didn't you do the motorcycle?
I did one of the bikes. My boy Eddie Hollywood was one of the Mayans.
Yeah,
so it's in season 7. He got to roll up and just like kill a bunch of people.
Nice. So, on your bike that you painted.
Yep.
Oh,
so
look at that.
So there's a whole scene of that. I mean, it only lasts for a few seconds, but hey, there it is.
There it is. That's your bike.
And then that actually rolled into doing a car for Fast and Furious 7 in the race war scene. Once Paul Walker died, they kind of like redid stuff, but the car's only there for a few seconds. But if you buy like the bonus DVD with the behind the scenes stuff,
you get to see
a car,
because you do an entire car.
Yeah,
too.
So the whole
not
thing
just
was
guitars. It's not just drums. It's not just motorcycles. It's cars.
Yeah, so I mean, all that kind of is relatable. Music, cars, So it's all does all that. But
who are you? Who have you been contracted with musically in the past?
Musically, of course, Jason Hook, Chris Cale, Five Finger Death Punch, John 5, Rob Zombie. I've done stuff with Ozzy. I do also the Ronnie James Dio Cancer Charity with Wendy Dio.
Dio's rad.
Yeah. anything they want, I'm on board with it. A lot of stuff with Alice Cooper and his charity as well.
Okay.
So I try to do at least a couple things for him. He has the golf one, and then he has his Christmas pudding. Every December, I try to go out to Arizona for that. And Johnny Depp, he was a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, of course, our guys, Avenged Sevenfold. You know, just I mean,
Kiss.
Kiss. Yeah.
Okay,
Kiss.
I'm like, come on, man. I
You know.
know you were Gene Simmons' dude.
Yeah, that was the final farewell tour. That was a couple years of just unrealistic deadlines. I mean, these guys were buying bass guitars all the time.
Yeah.
So through his bass company, you purchase something custom. Of course, it went to me, painted it. It had to go out to that tour, that city. That's one of those of, we don't care how you feel. These guys are spending this amount of money. It has to be on that show.
So Kiss, I mean, there's a reason that they are Kiss.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, but one of those reasons is Gene Simmons is a no-holds-barred businessman who's got shit to do.
Oh, yeah.
Things to get done. And you went through that with him.
I mean, there's times, thankfully for the sponsors having good stuff. I mean, there's times I was painting 3 bass guitars a night. I mean, that is taking it apart, sanding it, prepping it, painting it, clearing it, sanding, polishing, rewiring it, making sure that it's playable.
How many hours in a night do you have that we don't?
Not enough. I mean, I still need more. I mean, I'm still, I don't know. It's the artist brain, you know. It's like,
because your work, as we're going to show, is not like
no.
This. It's
it's very detailed, intricate. It's just stuff over, you know, like most things. You know, you could take a class, you could do this, but as an artist, as somebody that's trying to, you know, be, you know, not perfect, but you want it as close as perfect as you can. Because to us personally, nothing's good. We see the flaws and everything.
Right.
Everybody, oh, that's killer. I'm like, nah. You know, I could point it out.
I get it. Yeah.
But what it is I've always, how faster can I get? How more detailed can I get? You know, because time is money.
Right.
So I've found ways of doing shortcuts. You know, because before, these are the layers, these are the steps. I'm like, I just need to get there. It has to look like this. So if I can cut the hours, that saves me a ton of time. Then I'm like, if it's something like with Gene and the Kiss tour, where a lot of it was the same images. They loved this one image, and it was like, all right. So I found ways of just doing an assembly line by myself, of going, okay, well, I have the one color, I'm just going to base them all out at the same time. So by the time the first one's dry, I could go back and then
assembly line
just boom, and just, you know, things like that just save time, you know, because, you know, it's a process, you know. And luckily I do automotive urethane, so it's not like acrylic, where acrylic takes a while to dry, where the urethane, I mean, it's pretty much instant. You know, it's what you're using on show cars, everything like that. So
when you got the word, when Kiss approached you, how did that go down? Kiss, all of a sudden Kiss is knocking on your door. The ultimate fucking band from, I'm sure, when you were a kid. Am I wrong?
Well,
were you not into Kiss as a kid?
I mean, growing up, I heard some of it. I mean, my family were playing, you know, Led Zeppelin, ZZ Top, stuff like that. You know, Kiss, everybody kind of knew Kiss. You know, it wasn't till later, you know, you get more into it, you know. But
they come knocking on your door.
Well, what it was is Gene was putting together like a art exhibit, and I got wind of it, and it was actually after the fact. This is the funny story of it. So I didn't even know that it was out there. A friend of mine, I guess, got in, and I was like, well, what's up with this? So I contacted my rep from the Grammys, because she knows all those people. So I guess she hit up Doc, hit up a couple other people, like, no, you need this guy in there. And then Gene's people contacted me. And that's how we first started talking. And then once they found out I'm local, this is what I do, they're starting to see, oh, I could save money. This guy, instead of shipping it, he could do everything here. You know, I'm reliable. I have the track record with the other artists, so the trust is there.
Right.
And then it went from one into, yeah, we're going to give you a couple to, okay, you're the dude. And then here it is. You know, can you pick up 7 this week? Can you pick up, you know, yeah. Wow. You know, it's just, I always wanted to be the guy, the go-to guy. So even if I wasn't sure I would be able to pull it off, I still said yes, because life is a series of opportunities. It may not come back around, so you have to say yeah and go for it. You know, so that's how that started.
Especially with Gene Simmons.
Yeah, I mean, come on. You know, it's
just
like,
comes knocking, you don't go, eh.
you know,
Yeah.
some of these people, you know, they contact me. I'm like, you know, because I always have Bluetooth on. So as they're telling me what's going on, I'm grabbing my phone. So I'm trying to do some, you know, some vetting. Yeah, as I'm, okay, this makes sense. Okay, they're talking, same people. So, yeah, we got your name from this person. We talked about it. So I text that person, hey, did you reach out? Or did they reach out? Yeah, okay. So it kind of, you know, ties the loose endings up. Okay, this person's trustworthy.
Right.
You know, and, you know, nowadays you have to, because I
don't know.
Yeah, I get so many people hitting up for whatever.
Who have you said no to?
I mean, there's some companies, stuff like that. Of course, a lot of charities. I have to limit that, because if not, you're doing free stuff all day long.
Yeah.
So I limit to a couple a year.
Okay.
You know,
Who's your charities?
You know, like I said, the Dio charity, the Alice Cooper ones.
Yep. Okay.
A lot of things with St. Jude. I mean, also into the automotive scene. There's an overlap. Mm-hmm. A lot of us like to do stuff with St. Jude.
So NSYNC hasn't come to you and you haven't said no?
No, nothing like that, you know. Which,
they're going on tour, you know, you never know.
You know
Would
what?
you say no to NSYNC if they said, hey, we need a...
Money is money.
Okay, baby, I got you. I love it.
You know, you got to pay the bills, so it's like...
Yeah, and they got money.
Yeah.
So, Justin, you guys,
Hey,
Jason Oberly.
tour bus, road crew, whatever. You know,
Let's go.
if I could make paint stick, it's a done deal.
I love that.
You know, so I mean that's what it is. At the end of the year, you need a block of cash for, you know, bills, personal, business, everything. Yeah. You know,
I'll take a block of cash right now.
Yeah. You know,
don't need it at the end of the year. Let's take it all year.
You know, that's what we do this for. You know, it's like, yeah, the money's good, but I'm more on the relationships.
Yeah.
Because especially with touring, you know, some bands go on the road for a year or two. So it's not necessarily the stuff that you do with them all the time. But once it's on stage, you know, I mean.
It looks good.
Yeah.
Man.
And then, you know, especially,
there.
You know, when you're in the crowd, you see it, that's cool. And then, you know, I get to sometimes get on stage and see it from that point of view.
Sure.
They hold something up and you see that whole arena light up, and it's like, oh, okay, here it is. You know, it makes it all worth it. The time, the smelling like paint when I'm going to the store because it's about to close. I know I'm just gassing them out because I smell like clear or something.
Yeah.
You know, but, you know, it's part of the gig. I wouldn't have it any other way. I mean, I get to sling paint and listen to music all day. Life ain't that hard, you know, so it's fun, you know.
Who's your... you've worked with a lot of wonderful people. Yep. Who's your favorite? And what's your favorite piece? That favorite person.
I mean, the stuff I've done with John, I'm a classic Monsters guy. Mm-hmm. So, you know, we met up at NAMM one year, and he was having a guitar built. It was Monsters guitar with another builder. And then their painter at the time, you know, due to TV shows he was on, logistics, whatever, couldn't do it. So it came to me. I pulled it off, met John in person at NAMM, exchanged, you know, infos, and yeah, let's do something. And then I was designing something else for somebody. I mean, it's been years, so I forget what I was. But I had the idea for the Wolfman guitar. I knew John was into the classics. Shipped him over you know, mock-up. I'm sitting there laughing. Oh, yeah, he'll email me later. I didn't even turn the corner of my house. Phone rang. Jason, it's John. How do I get it? I'm like, okay, here we go. You know, worked out that, and then that laid into the Frankenstein one, the next one. And, now I've done, I don't know, 6 or 7 laser guitars, everything light up on it. So but the monsters, I think those are my favorite. I mean, black and white's classic.
And tough to do? Is black and white harder than
No,
color?
I mean, it's easier.
Oh, okay.
Because, I mean, you are limited. It's easy to get the shading right. It's the color is what's harder, especially if you're doing portraits, because people don't realize all the different values, all the different shades, and trying to make it look realistic. That's where the experience comes in.
Yeah.
And knowing your materials, because a lot of things you'll see kind of looks flat or looks still cartoony, even though the proportions may be correct. You could see just from eye something's not right. But if you nail those skin tones just correctly, you got it. And then that's what I've worked on for over the years, and have a little stuff with the sponsor coming out, that we'll dabble into that later, so that's one of those things. It's like, okay, it's the work is there, the experience is there. Now being trusted to be a spokesperson for a brand, for a company, that I'm like, okay, the hard work paid off. Yeah. Here it is, right. To license my name or get it out there. That's not many people get to have that. So I know I'm fortunate to be able to do a lot of this cool stuff. But I'm not done.
No, you are not. You have your own company now, Driven.
Couple things, yeah.
Yeah, tell me about Driven and what you're doing with Driven.
Well, Driven's pretty much what people used to call me, because I was nonstop. So I decided to, use that, because that's pretty much who I am. It's nonstop. So it's more of that lifestyle of don't tell me no. I'll find a way to do it. So that translated into, clothing, shoes, stuff like that.
As we know here at Kill Pop.
Yeah.
As Larry knows here at Kill Pop, because he's got the Kill Pop shoes.
Yeah. Ended up doing a pair for Ivan Moody, our friend. From
I love Ivan,
Ivan has his own custom pair of, red and white ones. I sent to his house. Love it. Now we'll see with all the, political landscape of stuff going on from overseas, because, my factory's in Italy, so we have to wait and see how that translates with the shipping and all the other stuff. But once that gets ironed out, everything, it would be cool.
Sure.
But, I mean, that's part of business.
Life in itself.
Yeah. But other than that, always creating new things. So.
Okay. And what's your other deal? Well, what's going on with Jason Oberly that I don't know about? Because I know about Driven. I'm asking questions that I already fucking know the answer to.
Yeah.
Just so you know that. But right now I'm asking him a question I don't know the fucking answer. Go ahead. Well, what's going on?
Well, I have the Driven Lifestyle Solutions now, which is the supplements that I started.
Dude, hook a sister up. Yeah, what's going on with that?
Last year, between friends and family, people getting sick, people passing away, it made me reevaluate just us in general.
Yeah.
Like, seeing just our diets, what we're doing. So I wanted something more healthy. So I went down the rabbit hole, of companies and manufacturers and looking at different like mushroom blends.
Okay.
Seeing all the benefits from it, whether it's, mental, physical, everything. And I started with that. And it's going good. So I have that available, and started doing a sleep blend, because there's times, you need to get some sleep, but sleep pills are not good for you. You wake up all groggy.
Right.
So just looking more natural remedies. What did we do a couple 100 years ago? It was all plant-based. It was all herbs and flowers and, chamomile, lavender and stuff like that. So just going through and doing kind of everything where it's mental, physical, just everything, an overall wellness. Because the lifestyle, being musicians too, being on the road, they don't sleep right. You know, it's like
Right.
you're up all night. Once you get off the stage, you're keyed up.
Right.
You know, so in the past, we know with friends and everything, it doesn't really translate into a healthy lifestyle. You know, you start drinking or whatever else.
Sure.
You know, so you need something else to kind of calm you down, get you into a relaxed mode. You know, so that, and then you want to wake up, but you don't want to be all groggy. You don't want to be all jacked if you're taking something else too. So,
Sure.
but that's where I'm at on that one. You know,
So how's it work for you? You're obviously taking your supplements. So how is the mushroom mushroom supplement work for you? What do you use it for, and how have you seen it work for you?
It helps with not that I need more focus, but it's overall like a calming. You know, because one of the major killers is of course stress, how people react to things. So having a more calm approach and just your body where you're not overreacting, your blood pressure's not going through the roof. That helps. Occasionally, I'll do the sleep time,
Okay.
sleep formula. I mean, it's a nice ease, where you kind of start feeling relaxed, your eyes get a little heavy, boom, you're out. But then you can wake up. I'm up at 5 every morning anyways.
Right. We
so
discussed
I'm not
this part too.
Yeah.
Me too, except for today.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
But you're not waking up like, oh, what happened? That
Right.
that heaviness.
Like melatonin.
Yeah, I mean,
Kick your ass.
there's a little bit in it. It's like maybe 2%.
Right.
But it's not enough to get you that feeling. So
Right.
occasionally I use that. And then I'm dabbling into other stuff down the road. So
Oh yeah, like what? LSD? What's going on?
well, if it was available, no. But
Do you ever microdosed?
no, because a lot of things just never affected me. I don't know what it was,
Do you know the benefits of microdosing? Have you? Looking into. I mean, you're talking about wellness and things like that because psychedelic therapy is a thing right
Oh
now.
yeah. I've heard all stories on it. Pros, cons, everything.
I have.
Yeah. So
I microdosed for an entire summer.
yeah, I mean,
It was wonderful. I was the best version of Carlota. Everybody loved me. And then I quit, and now I'm an asshole. Go ahead.
no, I'm always like that. So but
No, but microdosing's seriously. It's look up. There's a book called How to Change Your Mind, and there's actually a Netflix. I think it's Netflix documentary on it. It's like a 4 or 5 part series, and it's about the benefits of psychedelic therapy. And it starts with LSD and mushrooms, which we all know is a big one. But LSD is actually better. And then it gets into MDMA, and then obviously the ayahuasca or whatever in South America they drink the tea, the ayahuasca or something like that. I won't do that. You throw up. I don't do anything that throws up. But the benefits are incredible. What it does for PTSD and depression and a lot of some people use it for seizures. Some people use it for migraines, chronic migraines, and things like that. So it's really, just because you're a wellness guy, I know you're into the wellness thing. Look into that just for fun. It's incredible.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard other people take it and stuff like that.
Yeah, I did it. It was wonderful.
Yeah. I mean, especially now. I mean, between all the stuff that food-wise, allergy, people have all these diseases now.
Right.
Everything. There has to be more natural alternative ways besides just writing a script,
Right.
getting on some meds that half the time don't even work anyways.
Right. Yeah.
So it's like nowadays it's just, here, take this. And then you're like, hey, I was barely here, 5 minutes. You saw me, you were writing me a script, so, we'll see what's available on the on that side. But yeah, I mean, mushrooms are good. It's all natural.
Mushrooms for me are like, I don't do anything that makes you throw up.
Yeah.
I won't do it. That's why I don't really drink.
No.
It's just alcohol. I don't really get drunk because I threw up one time. I was like, enough, good there. But so mushrooms for me are a little too volatile because you don't know what you're getting.
Yeah. Well, these
Right.
are more of the natural,
No,
reishi,
I understand what you're doing.
Yeah,
I
I'm not
know that
doing-
you're not doing the psychedelic
Yeah,
mushrooms, but but
popping
no.
some caps,
But
you know?
but the mushrooms you're talking about,
Yeah.
the wellness mushrooms, we're actually looking for some for dogs right now.
Yeah.
Right, because my roommate's dog had been taking the mushroom for a certain ailment, and it was helping. And so he's looking for those mushrooms again because I guess he can't find them, whatever. But so mushrooms, when you were looking into mushrooms for your products, what was the interesting thing about it for you to be like, hey, this is very good for us? What did you see?
Well, once, like I said, I came back from back visiting family after, funeral and stuff like that. When I started going through companies and started seeing some of the stuff, you start seeing all the products. You start seeing every ingredient. And then once you start reading into what each one does, the benefits from it, that's where I was like, man, okay.
What's the benefits?
Like reishi mushroom, it helps with, a lot of cognitive, mental stuff. It helps with a lot of people later on with dementia, but it also calms you, helps you, your immunity system. It's so much of, an overall thing. And then you wonder why, Eastern medicines have it in almost everything.
Yeah,
and then you got lion's mane, you got all these other, other ones that do all this great stuff.
Right.
So it's like, I'm looking going, well, damn, I like these.
Right.
Can you put these together into a special blend?
Right.
I'm like, yeah, we could do that. So it's one thing I thought I'd never need, when I was in school is chemistry. Yeah, I don't need that. Now I'm like,
shit.
Yeah, okay, I need to go back and learn this.
Shit.
What do I decide to do for a living? Painter, mix things by grams, and it's like, oh, what's the math on this again? Are these two supposed to go together? Am I getting a reaction?
Yeah. I thought I was just gonna live in rock and roll.
Yeah, I'm like,
go to school.
Oh, I'm just gonna be an artist. I don't need none of this stuff. And I'm like, okay, math again. I gotta do equation.
That's so funny because I had the same sort of epiphany in my work with math because I was trying to run. It's so stupid, but I was trying to run a song, a call coming out of a song, certain time amount, going into another song, make sure I don't hit the vocals. And so there was this time thing, and I was like, working that out. And they're like, oh, you're doing algebra right now. I was like, I am? I never did algebra.
Yeah, you're like,
I was doing algebra in the park getting high. That was me doing algebra in high school. But all of a sudden, I'm doing algebra at work in radio. And it's like, oh, wow, that's so crazy. You know?
I'm sitting there, like doing some of these LEDs and stuff. I'm like, okay, a transistor here, Matt. I'm like, oh, man. I think I should have paid more attention.
We should have all paid more attention in high school.
I was into racing. I was into, just going out having fun. No cell phones, no nothing. We're just gone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we didn't have any of that.
Come back when the street lights are on.
Yeah, we climbed trees, got high, and somehow got out of the tree without falling and dying. That was me, at least.
No, I got many scars of.
Oh yeah, I never fell out. Thank
crashing
God.
and just abusing ourselves.
Yeah.
But that was a good old days.
You know what I find when I look back now, and I think we should all study this, paid attention more history, because I'm finding myself super involved in history, documentaries and stuff. I'm like, oh wow, that's really interesting. I was like, what was I doing in high school when I was getting this for free when I was a kid. Now I'm paying $17.99 a month to watch this shit. You know what I mean?
It was a different type of history, where we find things that stimulate us as we get older.
Yeah.
In school, you're just like, I'm not going to use this.
No, I know.
What I need government for?
Yeah.
Now you're like, man, they've been jacking us for how long?
Well, and again, history. What? Oh, wait. Oh, we did this before? What are we doing? Why are we doing it again? We're not paying attention.
No. It's, when we're young, it's just, we want to get done with it. Yeah. We're so eager to be an adult right away. We're we think
And now we're like, oh,
yeah, we should slow down a little bit more.
fucking
But
I don't even know that I'd want to be in my 20s again because we're stupid as shit in our 20s. But I wouldn't mind being about 33.
Well, it's worse now
It's
because
good age.
at least back then we used to remember everything. We had no choice.
Right.
Now everything's on the phone, so it's like, what was that number again? I'm like,
Yeah. And your stupid shit isn't getting recorded.
yeah.
Right. You could skate by doing
There's
something.
many things that
And it's
I
not
got,
on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or anything.
Believe
It's
me.
nowhere.
Some of the stuff I've done,
It's a blurry picture.
I would still be in trouble this day.
Me too.
It's just, especially growing up small town.
Yeah.
So it's like, you got nothing else to do. So
Yeah.
let's see how far we could push
Trouble.
stuff. Oh yeah.
Got trouble to do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was even in talking. Just even in my business in radio back early days of radio, we had studios with no windows and doors that locked. We had a good time. Now, like even today, I'm in a fucking fishbowl. I mean, anybody can walk by,
Yep.
come in anytime. You can't do rails of cocaine and have orgies in the studio anymore. And I think radio's dying because of it.
At least it made it interesting back then.
Dude. but that's sort of the life now. That's a metaphor for everything. You can't do anything and not have it get out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like now they're like, oh, it must be fun backstage. I'm like,
No.
it's just like this. This is what we're doing.
It's boring backstage.
It's not like how it was.
It's boring. Yeah, no. It's like, get me out of here.
It's not the Motley Crue days back in the 80s.
No, no. It's my fun. What's your funnest backstage story? Tell me something like crazy that happened to you backstage.
Just the only major ones is like me being there when I'm not supposed to be there.
Oh yeah, do tell.
Well,
Do you ever get kicked out?
no, because I know how to play it.
Okay.
So if you act like you're supposed to be there, security, and plus doing security for a while, so I know protocols, I know terminology. So if I say something, they think, oh, okay, you're supposed to be here.
Right.
And I just work my way, and then, occasionally, somebody sees me, they'll be like, hey, what's up? But by then, I've run into the artist that I know or somebody like that, But, yeah, I mean, there's times I don't care.